It's LaughFest week in Grand Rapids. Hi, Joe Anderson.
Hey, Michelle.
I haven't seen you in so long. You don't.
I've been locked away at the Comedy Project for 5 years, I think.
Tell me about that. What is the Comedy Project? Explain to. First of all, who did the very cool logo?
A guy named Chris Fredericks. He used to teach logo design at Kendall, and we had like mocked up something, and I had posted it on Facebook, and I said, "Hey, anyone want to help with this?" And he messaged me. He's like, I teach logo design, right? I'm like,
oh, whoopsie, sorry.
You made it real great.
It mean it weren't looking for a fight here. I mean, but yeah, it is very cool.
Thank you.
Tell us about the Comedy Project. You got to get right on that mic, the direction. Yep.
So the Comedy Project is over on Leonard, kind of by Mitten Brewing, Two Skies Barbecue, People's Cider, Long Road Distillery.
Okay, I love that you name all the bars.
Yep, and Taco Bell.
and Taco Bell for after the bars. Yeah.
And so we have shows every Friday and Saturday at 7 and 9. And it's a lot like so if you've seen Second City, it's a lot like Second City. Or like Whose Line Is It Anyway, Key and Peele, that kind of stuff. Carol Burnett show.
Yeah.
So we do shows every Friday and Saturday at 7 and 9. And for LaughFest, we are tonight debuting our new sketch show called If You Don't Fall for Something, You'll Stand for Anything.
Okay, is it a I just got that. It's backwards. It took me a minute. I'm a little slow on the uptake. Is that an improv or is that a written show?
So this show is almost sketch comedy. The main difference is sketches is usually completely pre-written. And so this show is mostly sketch. There's a couple little improv elements, but it's mostly a sketch comedy show.
Yeah. Do you guys do a lot of improv at the Comedy Project though?
Yeah. So basically usually the 9 o'clock shows are almost always improv shows. So tonight at 9 is a show. So every Friday night at 9 is a show called BattleBots Improv, which is like a Whose Line show, like real fast paced, very fun and funny improv show. That's every Friday night at 9. And then we have a bunch of other different ones, like tomorrow for LaughFest at 9 is a show called Choose Your Own Improv. And it's literally like watching a choose your own adventure book be improvised in real time, and it's so fun.
How does it, is that where the audience gives you and then you guys go at it?
So there's a host of the show, kind of the narrator, and so the story will be going, and then they'll like stop the show and say, okay, looks like our character has a choice to make. Do they go into the strip club or B, go visit their mom? Yeah.
So what? Okay, now I have to do it. I have to give you. What if I threw you a topic? Like, could you just go?
Yeah.
You're like, shut up, Michelle. It's early in the morning. This is not my time.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of explain how I would do it, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. What do you want me to kind of tell you
about? A new puppy.
Well, the thing about a new puppy is you have to then get rid of your old dog. Okay, because there's going to be some jealousy between the two animals. And I don't know if you know, but like every dog, I've learned from commercials, every dog inside them is a wolf. And that counts for puppies too. And so a baby wolf is still going to kill a regular dog.
Okay, you just pulled that out of your keister?
So, yeah.
I mean, basically, let's be honest.
Yep. So we do classes at the Comedy Project too. And one of the main things we do, so there's like, this is crazy to me still.
I love this so much.
There are 150 plus people taking comedy classes right now in Grand Rapids at the Comedy Project. Which is crazy, right? Like we're a big city, but 150 people are taking classes.
50 I would take.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 I would give you. Oh, wow.
And it's, like 18 years old to 75 probably. So all over the place. And so one of the things that we talk about is improv, people think that you got to say something fast or you got to say something funny, but really you just got to say the next thing a human being would say. So like when you said puppy, like I've actually never had a puppy. But I just start like immediately.
We're done here then.
What?
You've never had a dog.
Yeah. I didn't say I didn't want one.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Because I don't understand people who aren't dog people. Okay. That's fine. I'm so sorry. I interrupted you, which is not what improv. It's a yes and, not yes but.
Yes. True. Very good. Yeah, very on brand for improv. So we tell people that you don't have to like know things you don't know. You can just know what you know about the thing. So, if someone said, you're going to be playing the part of a neurosurgeon, like if that was what the audience said, well, I don't really know anything about that. So I'm going to just be the version of a neurosurgeon I can be, and
I might want that person for surgery, to be honest with you, Joe.
yeah, someone who's just going to do their best.
Yeah,
Just
give it your all, or not.
Yeah.
Just show up. Showing up sometimes is your best.
That's right.
That's funny. Last night, Colin Mockery and Dan Sherwood were in town.
Cool. Oh, that's right. They were doing the show with Kenwood.
Yeah, I can't wait. At the Forest Hills Fine Arts
Center.
And I got to introduce. So I chatted with those guys before.
Yeah.
And I said, "You doing your process?" I was making fun because they have no process and no script. They just get up there and they bounce off each other, and the audience, and that's all they do. And it is whose line is it anyway, which is one of my favorite all-time shows ever.
Yeah. So people, people that like that kind of stuff. We're still fairly new in Grand Rapids, because we opened right when COVID hit, so we shut down for about 2 years. So really, it's been the last couple of years we're getting out there, but our shows, they'll probably all be sold out this weekend. It's going very well. But if you haven't, there's nothing. If you haven't been there, there's nothing like this. Without going to Chicago
this is a second city situation.
It's very, very cool.
It's much like that. How many people are in your
in the cast
troupe?
Yeah.
Cast?
So we
employment. Employment might be the wrong word.
So we hire in, we do auditions once or twice a year, and then we usually hire just 1 or 2 new people that get added to the cast. There's probably about 12 or 15 people right now in any show where there's usually 6 or so.
How often are you together? How often do you meet? Do you practice? Do you see each other?
Every week. Yeah, for sure. Every week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, we do we have shows we've got a full bar and we have shows every weekend. So we're at it.
So this weekend is, of course, LaughFest, and you guys are in it. You're in the thick of it, knee deep in LaughFest, and so they can come and see you guys this weekend. Yeah.
So this weekend, we've got our regular 7 and 9 shows, but we're premiering the new sketch show, and then a bunch of the proceeds we donate to LaughFest. And then Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we're hosting at Gilda's at the clubhouse. We're doing there's a family improv just for it, and we've done it before. We've done it almost every year, and it's just literally just families who've probably never done improv before, and we just help them, guide them through some fun games.
I bet that's more fun with the dysfunctional family to do that, or do you have to all get along? No, Joe, what about you've been involved in local comedy for so long? How did you get started? Because you're from here, right?
Well, Michigan. I'm from East Lansing originally.
Okay.
So I was it was fortunate, kind of like I was in 9th grade, and I'd written something for our school and did it, and it was funny. And I literally was in 9th grade where I was like, oh, I'm going to do comedy.
You wrote a one-man show, a what?
It was just a monologue. So we were Jim Cash, who wrote Top Gun, who was from East Lansing, and his daughter was in my class. And so he would kind of mentor our theater group. And so one year we wrote our high school show, and I wrote part of it, and the part I wrote went over very well. And I remember thinking in 9th grade, I'm going to do comedy. Because
comedy writing is the most difficult thing, though. It is so. And it's one of those you can learn, you can tweak it, but you either have it or you don't. I sometimes feel.
Yeah, I do think that there's definitely parts of it you can learn.
Storytelling you can learn, sure.
For sure. And there's content generation things we do a lot in the classes that we teach. Where people are always they're shocked by how some little 10-minute exercise will generate 4 ideas that they're like, oh, I could write about that. Writing, I used to tell when I was touring more, someone came up to me after a show at a college and they were like, I want to do comedy. And I was like, oh, cool. Do you like to write? And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, it's mostly writing.
That's all it is, really. It's your performance, but the writing and the quirky and the life experience, but you just can't get up there. Although improv I feel like you have to be a great writer to be a great improver. Like the puppy thing, you pulled the wolf thing is very funny because guess what? I pictured that commercial where they show the wolf inside the dog.
Right. So that's kind of what I meant. So as soon as you said puppy, my head now, I've trained it to I start thinking of dogs. What do I know about dogs? What does everyone kind of know about dogs? So here's this commercial that probably lots of people saw. So I can reference that.
I got so excited every time I see you, I get excited about stuff. Seriously, it's been years, but I always want to like, let's
Yeah.
go do something.
Yeah, it's fun, and I think that's why,
You're just so
people
great.
I mean, people love there's so many people now involved at the Comedy Project, and, we have a bunch of scholarships too, because we don't want there to be a reason why people can't get involved. Like, if you kinda wanna try comedy or, whether it's stand-up or improv, we don't want there to be a reason why you're not getting involved, because people if you're feeling drawn to it,
Yeah.
man, come on, come in.
And then you probably have one curmudgeon there that tells the person that they're not funny. That's a fun job. I'm kidding.
Yeah, they're asked to leave.
Look, buddy,
They're
you're
asked to
not.
leave.
Yeah, you're not. This is not for you. Maybe go. Your dentist. Your dad wasn't at me. This is not for you. No.
Yeah.
Joe, this is amazing. I want to stop in there and see a show. I can't
You
even.
absolutely should.
How do they find out more? How do we find out more about getting? Where are you? You're all
Yeah.
probably all over social. You're all over.
Yep. So we're and again, we're over on Leonard. So we're basically downtown. So we're real close, downtown Grand Rapids. And but thecomedyproject.com, it's got all the info about all the shows, all the classes, everything. New classes actually just launched 2 days ago for the next session.
Wow.
So
Leonard End. There's always a
like
Leonard End.
Seward, but it's basically, like the Leonard Street exit off 131, just north of downtown. So it's real
You're
close.
right there.
Oh yeah.
That's by my house. I'm just saying.
Oh. Yeah.
Come over, Michelle.
come
Jeez,
over.
that's all. All right, LaughFest all weekend. Joe,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right,
Good to
Joe.
see you, Michelle.
Joe Anderson. Oh, and if they want to find out more about you, give us your.
Joe
Anderson at.
Really, the Comedy Project is. All of my energy.
My
is
life, my
basically
blood, sweat,
poured
and
into that.
tears.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Thanks so much.
For sure.
Again, LaughFest all weekend, and get over there. And if you ever thought you wanted to do comedy, or they'll tell you if you can or can't. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
That was so easy.